All right, guys, what is going on? What up, man? What is Gucci? All right. Welcome to Wall Street Wednesday, where it's been an interesting day, dude. And I have no idea what to expect for this PM session. I have no idea what to expect. So, we'll discuss a few things, talk about some stuff. If you guys have questions, you're encouraged to ask them. We talked a lot this week about, well, macros, MMXMs, and things of the like. So hopefully you've been studying those things. Today was a little bit weird, and the trade that I did want, I did not end up getting, which was here. Like this imbalance I wanted earlier, but we had already hit like an upside objective, so it's like, nah, I can't do it. But it's funny because we still ended up going down and into that, and then made a new high. So that's always cool, right? So just watching multiple screens here. The S&P is in an interesting place. So is the Dow. 5850 is equal lows for ES. Part of me thinks that we could get that today. Part of me thinks that we might not do that because NQ still has some highs. So, you know, are we going to, is Nasdaq going to trade higher and catch up with the other two indices today? Or are we not going to do that? Right? So, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, let me just get to the intro then real quick. What's good, Mason G, Naruto, Grauberg, Carsol, Zachjo, Pit Trades, Convicted Capitalist, Zay, Toby, Felix, Shay, Millie, Jose, Marvelous, Robert, Ray, Ebernith. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, so you see what I mean? Like ES is trading above an all high, and Nasdaq is just in this kind of muddied range here. Just between these highs, this low. I think it's in the upper half, but just look at this, bro. It's just, I don't know. What do you guys think? What's good, Willow? What are we thinking, chat? Let me see something. All right, let's do this. So let me explain this down in here. So in the Discord earlier, let me see. 5869 is clean highs for ES. 20,393.75 would be clean highs for NQ. In electron, those were both electronic hours, by the way. I don't think I said electronic for ES, but that definitely is what I meant. So Tuesday's low, right? You guys with me? Tuesday's low gets taken for NQ. And that same low, right? I think my camera might be right there, but Tuesday's low is here. And we do not make a lower low on ES. So what I also told you in the market review yesterday was this daily gap here. So what happened is obviously we traded down and back into that daily gap. So remember, equities open dropped us, right? So we don't make a lower low, and then we reach for these highs, retracement back into the daily gap again, and then we make a new high of day. So at that same point, again, NQ was lower. So I think it would have been cool to look for longs down in here. I think it would have been okay to try and reach for up here. But we get very deep pullbacks, and it's NQ's the weakest index today. So, you know, is that really what you want to do, you know? Is that really what you want to do, chat? So we came back to this imbalance. There's a small inversion here. I think that got disrespected. And then, so now we just have one more set of highs, one more upside objective for NQ. So when you have conditions like this, okay, it can be difficult because if ES has a downside objective, but NQ has an upside objective, and then Dow has an upside objective as well, which has already been met today. But it's like when you have conflicting information, that's low probability conditions. So for me, I'm going to lower risk. Usually have tighter stops, just because, you know, 1 minute time frames offer small risk. So that's what I like. Even, you know, even if it like gets me out before the big move, like if I take a small loss or something, it's like, all right, it's not a big deal. Because days like yesterday, if you remember, like big moves on Nasdaq, right? Even though I didn't catch the whole thing, it's those good days, those big wins that help grow your account past these minuscule, you know, small little cuts here and there. Does that make sense? So on a day like today, I wouldn't be surprised if traders took a small loss, or maybe even a couple losses, or even a couple of break evens. So this is what makes trading difficult, man. You know, every day I'm not going to find something super, super high probability worth taking, or actually take them. You know, sometimes I don't take trades, right? So this is the boring part of trading. Excuse me. Dude, I've been eating healthy, man, and like my body's doing weird things. What's good, Stephanie, MJ, Josh? Ooh, been on the wrong side the last 2 days. Oh, man. Well, you got to learn and you got to study. So I'm not always on the right side either. And that's why we always manage risk, because you never know. You never truly know, chat. And this was that bull flag I was talking about earlier. We had this really big flag formation here. Right around that time I was saying that Dow had its upside objective. What's good, Eli, Electric, George, Jordan D. Break-even day with analysis was amazing. I'm in on ES longs right now. Stops in profit. Where are you long at? Where are you long at? If it's on futures, if it's on CFDs, I'm not going to be able to tell what price you're in at. But yeah, chat, I've been drinking a whole lot of water, grilled chicken, dude. Been working out. Like, oh my God. And I feel pretty good about it. $58.70. Okay. So you're in from over here. Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. Sorry, I'm watching I'm dual screening here, chat. I know you can only see this one over here. I have Dow but on this other monitor. And I'm just trying to see you know what this thing wants to do. There's a whole lot of back and forth up here. So I'm trying to determine if this is accumulation for shorts. But the way we left some highs, to me, is an absolute abomination. I think it's an absolute abomination. And Dow just took 1 minute lows here. Ooh. There we go. Fuck me. There we go. Jesus. We just took those, but we left this. So I'm just like, man, fuck. One more thing too. I think that's 11. 11 for Dow has this gap here. 10:55 and 11. We have a gap at the open of the hour at 11. So we should easily trade into that. But God, I do not like how we did that here. That's always fucking bullshit. That's all right. That's all right. It's only 12:20. We're not even we just left the macro actually. So matter of fact, oh yeah, let's look at that real quick. I'll get back to the chat in a minute. Sorry, I just had to do something for a minute. The 1150, check this out. 1150 to 1210. There's our streaming macro, right? Live stream macro. That's when we got our delivery to liquidity. See that? See that? 1150, 1210. ran that high. So if you remember from yesterday, what did I tell you about macros? What do they do? What do macros do? One of two things. What are they? Oh, thank you. Hello. Thank you. I've been sleeping pretty good too. But yeah, there's like a short story I want to tell you. Remind me at the end. Well, not really a story, but it's kind of like a joke. Like, you know how, like, if you gain weight and your shirts start getting tighter, your pants start getting tighter, and you're like, man, what's up with the dryer, bro? Why are my clothes shrinking? And it's like, it ain't the fucking dryer. You know what I mean? It ain't the dryer. So, now a couple weeks ago, you know, I was just like looking around and I was like, I gotta get back on the healthy train. So I've been doing pretty well for a little bit. Took a great long on down today. Was clean as fuck. Oh yeah, I want to get to Dow in a little bit. Sorry, I took a short earlier, and we finally got some lows, and so I went break even, essentially. That's what's on my other screen. So I'm trying to see if, number one, if we can get this gap down here, or if it's going to come up and get me out like 4 points of profit, which is basically a break even. So that's why I said earlier, I don't like how we left these highs here. Like that to me is ass, because I'm in a short and I don't want to short with equal highs, chat. But what I'd like to see is if we could sink into that gap. All right, so we'll see. But this is the thought process. Okay, if we zoom out here, all right, you can kind of see what the overall idea is here. Where Dow's our strongest index. I know. I don't always follow the rules. All right, but we took buy side up here. We do have lows down here. I doubt we're gonna get that today. If we do get that today, without getting me out break even, I will make a buck ton. But I'm not trying to swing for the fences like that. But you can still see the overall idea, okay? Took liquidity, even though it's a very shallow run. That's kind of another thing too that has me a little bit shaky on that, on the short. But these lows could be on the table for later. So, but yeah, you were long this morning, Carcel. Very good, very solid. And then this was a divergence as well. So NQ went lower, right? And Dow did not even take London's low. So then we came back. I'm probably going to break even here in just a second. My break even is like 244. So we're at 240. So this is probably going to get me out. And that's okay, because again, these highs are up here and I'm nervous about that. What was I saying? Came down into that down candle, I think. Yeah, see, I just got out break even. So yeah, like 4 points and whatever. We had a little bit of jankiness, I would say, here. If you look at it like this, I wasn't watching Dow this morning, so, you know, I'm not going to say, oh, look at this, look at that. But if you looked at it like a short-term stop run and accumulation, because remember, it didn't take London's low, right? Then this ends up becoming a mitigation. And it absolutely has taken off since then, which is pretty cool. So, and then it hit that upside objective I told you, like, I don't know, a couple minutes prior to the move. Like, it was very late in the day, obviously. So, but yeah, Dow longs this morning were pretty cool. George, post the chart in the Discord with the RR tool on it, so I can see like where you entered and all that stuff, stop loss, TP, all that kind of shit. Okay, back to the macros. So yes, the macros will seek liquidity or sometimes a imbalance. So if you did, actually, let's go back to the 1 minute here. If you were looking at them, okay, and I'm not going to mark up every single one, and one of you did make I think that was Jonathan who made an indicator. I haven't put the code into TradingView yet, or Pine Script, whatever. So 950 to 1010. Nothing crazy there. But the 11 a.m. macro was pretty cool in terms of price delivery. There is your MOP, right? Your macro opening price at 1050. We dropped down, short-term low, rallied, mitigation and imbalance. It's a mitigation model, isn't it? Inside of a macro, but you didn't see that, did you? Rallied, imbalance here. Still trading in the direction of these highs up here. You see that? So I don't remember what time I think I said something at like 1106 or 1104, something like that. Was like right in here where I said that Dow still has an upside objective. And watch, now that I'm out, yeah, then it'll come down here and fill that gap, but that's okay. So that macro offered entries for upside. Even though price does retrace here and here, it never trades back really into the like lower half of that macro leg. What I mean is the macro leg is here to here. Okay, like this leg in price never comes down to that imbalance. Price never comes down to this gap, still hasn't. And obviously, you know, anything lower than that, it never came back into until it ran the upside objective. Do you guys see that? So I know it feels kind of weird to, like, if you were to trade something like this, I understand why you would feel weird about it because it's so late into the day, right? You're like, well, shit, John, what the fuck? Like, we traded lower and then we had a mitigation and then we've just been trading higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Well, yeah, but remember, okay, macros, it's algorithmic price delivery. Doesn't matter who steps in there to short. They're getting railroaded. Doesn't matter. So the price action within that macro was still very crispy and very clean in here. We didn't really do a lot for this macro in here. 1150 to 1210. Right? We didn't really do a lot. We came back up. We don't clear that high. And then we came down later outside the macro time for these lows. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure what to do with that. like what I would study looking at this going, okay, well, what was there to do in there? And I would say, I don't know, you know? And that's why I told you, I think Monday, when I introduced macros to you, every, 20-minute segment of these time intervals, I wouldn't put the importance on every single one. They're not equal, okay? Some, like the 11 o'clock macro, are, to me, more important than others. So, but that's what that looks like, okay? Now, what's really interesting, too, is if you watched ES this morning, and I was going to scalp this a little bit, and I decided not to. But let's come back to our 9 a.m. macro. Okay, 850 is there. And then 910 is here. Okay. So, although, to me, the opportunity wasn't inside of this, it was right after it. Right? Because what is this here? This here is reaccumulation. So I wanted to take that. And then on the 5-minute, you're going to see that same thing. Where the 1-minute reaccumulation is here. The 5-minute, the candle's a little bit more redefined. Or more defined, whatever the fucking word is that. And the 5-minute has an imbalance right there too. And so that to me would have been solid right at 9:15 too. So that's a new 15-minute candle to go higher. But I just looked at the RR and I didn't really like it. I didn't want to put my stop just below the mitigation, only because we had this imbalance in here, which is what I wanted to begin with. So it's kind of like, could I take that? Sure. But I didn't want to risk it. So I just left it alone. And then, of course, because I left it alone, it fucking runs. So, but that's what the macro did, okay? Right after what? Accumulation. Okay? Right after accumulation. Your mop is here. It's such a weird thing to say. I don't even have a thing for it. Macro opening price is here, drops down. Accumulation, but notice where that's at. Where's my daily gap? Let's bring that back over here. You see that? Price is accumulating, meaning it's not making a lower low relative to Nasdaq. It's accumulating, and then the macro was the time for the expansion. So now, so do you understand that, chat? When I'm telling you that the macros are the time windows where there's algorithmic price delivery. I don't think it's just the macros personally, but if you're gonna, narrow it down to specific time windows, those are crispy. I mean, think about it. Where'd you get the majority of your movement from the morning? Well, besides the leg lower, the move higher up to the equal highs, which I gave you, right? When did it make its move? In that macro. And then it had a reaccumulation right after. So that would have been pretty cool. But again, I saw it. I had to make a judgment. And my judgment was, I'm not taking it. So. Yeah, this looks fucking ugly. Yeah, this fine. What the fuck is this, dude? It's bullshit. It's BS, chat. It's BS. But that's okay. Macro opening price 10, 10, 20 time based entries. Macro opening price, bullish dollar, bearish indices, don't buy below. Don't buy below opening price. I think we should buy below opening price. So Mm. All right, we'll keep it on Dow for a few minutes so I can cry myself to sleep tonight. 1236. So I want to see what this does, and then I'll give you a little bit more justification for why I shorted, and then I will give you a little bit more commentary too. But based on what I'm looking at, I think you could easily dip right into that cap, but we're gonna have to see. It's always easier to analyze charts like when you're not in a trade, you know? Y'all ever get that feeling like when you're in a trade and like you're just looking around like, all right, what's next? Yeah, I saw that 100 reaction from some of you. I seen it. But yeah, how would you feel if you were in a short from anywhere in here and then price is hanging around? It's just hanging around, bro. How would you feel? Probably not great. Okay, Stephanie, let me know. If I said to not buy below the opening price in my market review, I'll need to change that. What I can do is I don't even know if I still have the recording, to be honest. I might just leave it in there if that is the case, but I don't write scripts for market reviews. I don't write scripts for live streams. I just come on here and we just do whatever we're going to do. So if I say something like, we're all human, I could point to these highs and accidentally say equal lows before moving on. Like, that's not unheard of. You know, I've seen other people do it. I've probably done it, you know, or mislabeled something. You know, that's how it is. That is how it is, chat. Like, so what I'm looking at is how we have down candles on the other indices, but Dow is just like, nope, I'm good. Calling lows highs and highs lows, Libright. Well, to be fair, you speak like 3 languages, so it's acceptable. It is acceptable. Let me see. We'll come back to this in just a second. I do want to see what gold is doing today. Some of you were shorting gold up in here, which was very nice. Although I'm like, we're approaching the bullish seasonal pattern, but I could probably see why you were looking for shorts, either that or that, maybe. Like those lows considered, and then maybe these lows down here considered. But see, and this is exactly what I was saying about ES earlier. I don't like taking stuff like this once the target has been met. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. In history, you'll find, all right, sure, there's plenty of examples, you know, that'll show you like, oh yeah, that was badass, right? But for me, if I'm looking for lows and then they get taken before I have an opportunity to get in, I just leave it alone. So I wouldn't have done that here, but for those of you that did short, you know, kudos to you. It was a pretty sweet day on something like that. And I don't even know for silver. I guess these lows here. $835. That was at our stock exchange open. 920, 940. 855. Okay. Let's go take a look at the time that gold delivered. There's your 850 to 910. That's your 9 o'clock macro. Macro took us straight down. You see that? So it met those lows right there at 858, 859 during that macro. So that's pretty cool. Have y'all been studying macros or not? Yeah, see, someone like me, I would have said, oh shit, shift in price delivery. Let's short the mitigation or the up candle, either one. That's like both of them right there. I would say, okay, let's short this up candle during the macro to go lower. That's what I would have tried to do. And then it would have just sank without me. And I would have said, okay, you know, fuck this. And then I would have left it alone. That's exactly what would have happened in that scenario. I can already tell you, chat. I can already tell you. God, this is so gross. All right, we have a macro coming up in like 5 or 6 minutes. We will, I guess, watch the Nasdaq. If Dow isn't going to deliver that gap, if it's going to run for these highs instead, that would be in alignment with a higher NQ here. So we'll watch it together. We'll see what takes place. Then after that, we will break for Friday. Felix, Naruto, Mason, Jordan D, Stephanie are all studying macros. No, I like that. I like it. Was good, Ray? And Aberneth is studying as well. The 7 p.m. macro. Yeah, the Asian session macros have been pretty interesting, but I'll tell you, I almost never trade the Asia session, and normally because I'll trade, you know, like I am today, morning session, PM session, cool, and then, you know, other things like working out, going outside, shit like that. That's going to be during the Asia session for me. So I'm not going to watch it when I've already watched it all day and then I have other things to do. That'd be cool though. Like I should go to LA Fitness and just be like, hey, I'm going to put a like a laptop holder on this one elliptical machine. So when I come in here to do the elliptical, I'm going to put my laptop here so I can day trade while I'm on the elliptical. How's that for, you know, content? That'd make a funny reel, huh? Hey George, that's a cool emoji. That's the first time I've seen somebody use it. That's the same guy in my thumbnails. Would I ever do a New York Open stream? Probably, but I don't want to stream too much. You guys are gonna get sick of me. You're gonna get sick of my bullshit. So I have to limit the amount of time exposure. But no, I have thought about it. I'm just usually not all that alert as much in the morning, or if I have like morning voice, or if I'm trying to have an energy drink, you know, you're gonna be, I might be coughing and shit. Probably wouldn't be ideal. What does that mean? You can stream 9/7? What is that? 9 hours a day, 7 days a week? Yeah, fuck that. Nine days out of 7, Lee Bride. That's what we're doing. I don't know what you guys think, bro. Like, I don't know why you guys think the way that you do. What's good, Limitless? With some Z's. What's going on? We are getting ready to watch this macro here in a minute or two. I made you this way. I don't know, man. I don't know. Could never stay on the charts that long. I'd have to agree, dude. I'd have to agree. Shit, dude, tonight, bunch of friends of mine, we are getting together to play poker. And I'm gonna be the dealer tonight. So I'm gonna be wheeling and dealing. Wheeling and dealing, chat. Check this out. Check this out. You probably can't see it because of the camera. I got me a nice little cigar. 2 of them, actually. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. And you know what, too? It's cold tonight, by the way. It's cold today. So we might even put the table outside. He has a backyard and a pool. So it'll be cool. Eli in poker, I don't know about that. I don't think I hit 200 members yet. I don't think so. Close to it, though. God, I wouldn't count this as a mitigation. It's just lows. We took that. I mean, I don't know if I would consider all that much, but what we did right here before 1250, we sank into that right there. And then now our 1250 is here. So we have this down candle it's trading into. I wouldn't buy that, but again, I told you we'd watch it, so we'll watch it together. We'll watch it together. You guys like 15-second time frames or what? Or is that too much for you? It's too much, John. Skateboard camp tonight. Yeah, the 15-second charts. All right, we'll go back to it, Jordan. The good old 15-second chart, dude. Wow, Eli. So I have Bruce, I have Woodford Reserve whiskey, and I have Don Julio or Don Julio's whatever Añejo. On a Wednesday. On a Wednesday night. So I'll post it to my story later so you guys can see it. But I can't, obviously I can't have too much because I can't be, if I'm going to be the dealer, I can't be fucking around, you know? Because it's not like, it's a real game, you know? It's not like, oh, we're just playing for fun. Like, it's a real fucking game. It's not much. It's like they're playing for a couple $100 or something. Real quick, I just want to take a look at the Dow here. That was fucking bullshit today, dude. And Dow in the 15-second time frame would give me cancer if I looked at that too long. That's fucking horrendous. Yeah, see this shit? We have lows and highs. Ugh. It's disgusting. And then ES made a new high. Gross. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, for the longest time, I was always a whiskey guy. And in the last like 5 years, I have learned to really enjoy tequila. So but one day we'll have a conversation about drinking. Because I have quite a few bottles, just so you know. And some of them I even use for decorations on my bookshelf. But I got all kind of shit. All kind of shit, dude. I probably have not I mean, okay, I wouldn't say a lot, but I probably have I don't know, at least like $1,000 worth. All unopened. I only have like 3 open bottles. But that's not for today's discussion. We'll talk about that another time. And Will, I have nothing against that. I don't. I don't mind that at all. We'll give it we'll give it like 5 minutes after the hour. And then we'll hop off here. So that's the question. Are we going to extend above 350? Or are we going to just do something else? Oh, now I see where you get your name from. Yeah, but don't even get me started on POs though. Like parole officers. Well, first of all, fuck the police. Okay, so that's already off the rip. Hell, I live by one too. He's a pretty cool cat, but he's not really in the field anymore. I broke his window when I was a kid on accident, but that's a long story. Again, not for today. But POs, they're gonna act like they're your friend. They are not your friend, bro. As soon as you slip up, your ass is grass, and they're gonna send you right back to where you came from. They're gonna try to put you behind bars. It's one of the worst things about the rehabilitation system in the US, I guess that's what you want to call it, is they're supposed to be helping people, and a lot of them do everything they can to put you back into the system. And I don't like that at all. I think it's fucked up. On top of that, you got to pay for it. You got to pay for all that shit. And you know what, too? This is another reason why I listen to music. Because I'm going to be frank with you, this macro is a little bit boring, but I'm trying to entertain you as much as I can. But I can only do so much, all right? I can only do so much. And that's why I love music. Mezcal is better than tequila? I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna fight over it. Look, I like, as long as it doesn't taste like absolute dirt, then I'm fine with it. Shit, dude, you throw a little bit of real lime juice into a glass of tequila on the rocks. Shit. I can see why people get drunk, dude. Like all the time. I can see it. Mm. At a Mason, I will say though, if I go out to eat or something, I'm either gonna get a margarita, a Long Island iced tea, or a whiskey on the rocks. Those are like one of my three go-tos right there. So, open of the hour, by the way. I meant to say that a minute ago. 1 o'clock is here. So we'll see what the first 10 minutes of this hour do. Yeah, okay, real quick. Let me go over to Dow. Bam. There's your fucking highs. See? I told you those highs were suspect. That's why when we made a new low, I went break even. See that? That's fucking elite risk management right there. Elite trade management. I wanted to go lower because I'm in a short, but that's why I don't like shorting when there's highs. I fucking told you that earlier, chat. You see that shit? Dow is suspect. You tried to trick me. Couldn't trick me today. Fuck you, Dow. Tried to get me. You didn't get shit. I'll take my break even. I'll take my like 4 points. I probably got slipped for 2 anyway. But see, chat, you learned something today. That's what we should have been. We should have been watching Dow instead of Nasdaq. In hindsight, obviously. But it's, bro, see, this is the part that I think about. When I'm looking at shit like this and I'm cycling through, I'm going, okay, ES, new high of day. Great. Dow Jones, new high of day, came up for the highs. Not a problem. I told you that was a shallow run earlier, didn't I? Yes. And I see those trading higher, and then Nasdaq is like, I'm chilling. I see those highs there, but I'm not doing it. Like, bro, what are we doing? So the only real justification I have is, well, it's the weakest index today. So that is one thing. That's all I can think of, really. Is there anything else coming up? The introduction to macros was a bomb drop. Thank you. As a new content. So the next like big thing I want to do is I want to put out this how to get funded video, right? How to get funded with Top Step. And I want to bring students who are funded into the video. And I don't think a lot of people have signed up so far. You see, because the thing is, I don't want to do this on an individual basis. Meaning like, oh, let me reach out to each person. What's convenient for you? Let me see if that fits my... Man, fuck all that. Thursday, pick a time slot. Let's do it, right? But so far, I don't think... well, shit, I didn't even check today. I checked last night though. I don't think anybody signed up as of last night. So I'm trying to put out content and you guys are like fucking ripping my face off. How am I supposed to put out content if you don't shoot it? So outside of that, there's a couple things I do have planned. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but they're really cool. They're really cool. They're very similar to what I did with 12 rules for life, but 12 rules for trading. They're very similar to that. Do I have a discount coupon? A discount coupon for what? So I'm trying to see if NQ has a fucking coupon. And so far, it is not. It's not offering one. It's straight up like not doing it. All right, now that we jabbed up there, I'm guessing that's going to be our high of the day for Dow Jones. I'm not trying. Well, okay. Here I am trying to tell you, I think that's going to be the high of the day. And then I'd say, hey, I'm not trying to pick the high of the day. But to be fair, I think that's going to be the high of the day. Unless we just keep going, then that would be interesting. But we've hit a much higher time frame objective. We do have short-term lows that we left behind and this gap here. So we might sink into that, you know, like as something for the PM session or maybe the final hour. The rest of the PM session / the final hour. I think we could do that. But this would have to be our high of the day. Right? So we came up for the highs, higher time frame liquidity here, trading away from it. There's going to be trailing stops here. So we'll just borrow this. Okay. There's trailing stops here easily. Now, if we don't get that, we don't get it. But I don't see why not. Oh, for TapStepX? No. No, I don't. You know, I'm not affiliated with them. You can purchase it if you want. You don't have to, or you could go with a different funding company. Like, it doesn't matter to me. You could go with whoever. Although it's hard to know, like, who's legit and who's not, because there's so many of them, and, you know, they're going down left and right. But TopStep's been afloat for a while, so. All right. Oh, I said I'd give it till 5 after. It's like 8 after. All right. So the NQ macro today did not do anything besides, I guess, trade below these lows. But, you know, weakness on the side of Nasdaq. Couldn't even deliver up there for during the macro time, the 1 p.m. macro. ES continued its movement higher. And when did the equal highs deliver for Dow? The 1250 to 110 macro, which is here. So again, it's just a study. I mean, I think to me it's awkward when we have lows and then we leave that. You know? If this would have been like a lower low into that gap and then we responded, oh yeah, that would have been pretty sweet. But like me, I don't take stuff like this. Or even like reaccumulation ideas. I'll give you one more. Because remember, these equal lows here were swept, right? So kind of like Nasdaq, those two up candles here extended over. That got traded through here and then back into it right here at 1258, right inside of our 20-minute macro. And then as soon as it hit that, delivered right up for the highs. So, like I said earlier, when I asked you guys what the macros are, like what do they do, right? They're going to seek liquidity or an imbalance. And so, in today's example, they left the lows open, they traded higher, okay? And then there's your mitigation here. Sinks right into it and then runs right for the liquidity. That, to me, is algorithmic price delivery. Only, you know, I decided to watch Nasdaq. I picked the wrong one. So, what do you want me to do about it? Right? Garbage. But nonetheless, I think it's a good study example for like intraday scalps, right? Using macros. So, that's going to be it, man. I don't really have anything else for you. Took a break even on Dow here for the PM session. And I think the management was pretty sweet. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Now that this is all done. Sorry. Last thing. The actual last thing. This is what was behind the idea. Okay. Was a small time frame shift in price delivery. Okay, up candle. The highs that I mentioned to you right beforehand, saying still has an upside objective. I put that in the general chat on accident instead of the charge chat. I made a mistake. But we traded through it here. Right? So we closed below that up candle after taking liquidity. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll short that. So that's why like 248, you know, very early entry, and I don't mind. And then my stop went to that high. So, you know, obviously I'm looking at that going, Jesus, right? I'm like, it doesn't get me out by 1 point. My stop loss, it comes 1 point shy. This is why I love futures, because Forex would have fucked me up. Futures, no. It didn't take it, so it didn't take my stop loss. Then that's why at the beginning of the stream, I had my other monitor. That's what I was watching. I'm like, Christ, are we going to go down here or not? So, and that's why I was watching this. Right? Because we have a lack of wick here. We drop down, up candle here. Are we going to go lower? Remember, I kept saying that gap. I was like, are we going to go down to this gap? And then we don't do it. We run for the highs instead. But remember what I told you. I don't trust these highs, and I'm short, which means what? As soon as we get these lows here, right there, perfect. It's like, bam, liquidity met. Okay, great. Now I want to go break even because this is either going to extend for the gap and maybe beyond that, or if I'm wrong, it's going to come up for the highs. And if it's going to come up for the highs, but I'm in profit, why would I leave my stop open? And that is the absolute greatest argument against these goobers who say take a trade and walk away. Yeah, fuck you. I would have taken a loss instead of a break even. And this is the kind of shit that they don't know about, because they don't, otherwise they would tell you. Man is a trade. The fuck you mean taking a walk away? What are you talking about? Taking a walk away. Stupid, bro. But people will say anything on the internet. But I try to give you the good shit, okay? I try to give you the good shit. We're outside of the time macro now. I still think that could trade higher, though. But this is just so ass to me. It's just so ass. So that'll be it, man. Thanks for being here. Drop a like on the stream if you guys got some value today. I forgot to ask you guys to do that earlier because you never do it on your own. Because you hate me. You absolutely despise me for some reason. So y'all enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be here same time, same place on Friday, the 18th for another live stream. Thursday, tomorrow, the 17th, I will put out the market review, the second one of the week. All right, so be good. Don't do anything stupid. I'll see you on Friday.
I found myself in an utterly transformed state. It was as if I were in an ecstasy. I felt as though I were floating in space, as though I were safe in the womb of the universe, in a tremendous void, but filled with the highest possible feeling of happiness.